We continue our testing and evaluation of the TIDRadio TD-H9. This time what we want to do is we want to talk about programming. It's not chirp compatible, so what do? Well, we're going to try radio-to-radio cloning from the TIDRadio TD-H3 Plus. Check it out. Hey guys, I'm Kevin and this is Comms by Kemp Outside. We're your inside source for outdoor comms. Well, TIDRadio sent me this TD-H9 dual band handheld ham radio, and it also can be used as a GMRS radio if you program it differently, or you can unlock the radio and transmit on any frequency you want. Not saying you should, just saying you can. But to do that, you've got to program the thing. Well, it is not chirp compatible, at least not yet. And that's typical with new radios, right? It takes a while for the folks at Chirp to get their hands on a radio and then write a programming code to be able to interface the radio with Chirp. So when I went to program it, I realized, well, hey, I can't program it via Chirp. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the radio cloning from my TIDRadio TD-H3 Plus that TIDRadio also sent me for review a while ago, and see if I can't get all of my channels that are on this radio over here on this radio. So what I want to do is I want to show you, first of all, that this is the factory settings, right? So it's in VFO mode, and it's on like 137.55 and 437.55. So if I go into memory mode here, channel mode, you can just see it's just channel numbers at the bottom, right? One. Let's see. One. Right, so there is nothing in there, okay? Because I was hitting up and down and it wasn't changing channels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these radios off, and I'm going to show you how to do this. So I'm going to start with the radio I want to copy. So I want to copy the TIDRadio TD-H3. So I'm going to hold this button down right here, the programmable button 2, right? Press and hold, turn on, right? And it says wireless copy. Press PF2 for TX, waiting for data, right? So it's in receive mode. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Hold down PF2, turn this radio on, right? And it's in the same button. Okay, now press PF2 for TX. So I'm going to do that over here and watch what happens. Okay, I've pressed the button. And so this one is transmitting, this one is receiving. And as you can see, it's giving a % complete. And since it's facing away from me, I can't read it backwards on the screen here. But it should be transferring all of the programming from the H3 Plus into the H9. So that's channel names, frequencies, tones, offsets, everything from this radio to this radio. So we'll see if it works and if it works well. Now there are 199 memory channels in the H3 Plus, if I remember right. It might be more than that. I have probably about 2/3, maybe half to 2/3 of those channels programmed in the H3 Plus. And so those should all be moved over to the H9. Let me just check here. It's at 62%, so it's almost done. If this works, this is a really easy way to program a radio, especially if you have a bunch of these, right? If you have a bunch of H3s and a bunch of H9s and you just want to program them all the same, this is a really, really easy way to do that. I've got a lot of stuff in here. I've got both 2 meter and 70 centimeter. I've got GMRS. I've got marine VHF. I've got AM airband, right? And I'm not saying I transmit on all those, but I have them all programmed in so I can monitor different things. The TD-H3 Plus and the TD-H9 are both pretty wideband receive radios. So it says receive OK, please restart. So I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to turn the H3 off too. Then I'm going to turn it back on, right? Just give me the voltage. All right, so it is, looks like it's in channel mode. Let me test.
Frequency mode.
Yep.
Channel mode.
Okay, it was in channel mode, and you can see Kemp 1 is one of my GMRS TAC channels that I've created, and GMRS 3 is the other one. Let's just see what this one was set at. Kemp 1 and GMRS 3. So it copied, oops.
16, 17.
So it looks like it copied exactly. Let me see here if I hit AB. Let's just see if it works. So radio test, radio test. Yep, let me turn up radio test, radio test, radio test, radio test. And radio test, radio test, radio test. Okay, so it definitely copied that GMRS TAC channel that I programmed in. It's a specific DCS tone that works for me. Let me go ahead. I'm going to bump up to a repeater and see how well it works. Let me go ahead and... Okay. So let me go ahead and test here. KB8 WPD testing. Okay, so that one activated the repeater. And I'm going to just turn this one down. I'm going to try it on this one. KB8 WPD test clear. Yep, so it worked, seems to have worked well. It activated the repeater, so that tells me that the offset works, that the tone works. So what you want to do, guys, when you do this is you want to make sure that every channel copies over properly. So that's not just the frequency, but the offset, the power level, right? If you, because these are different radios, right? So if this is set to high power because it is not a high powered radio, right, compared to this radio, which is a 10-watt radio, sometimes the power levels will change. So I just noticed, right, that one of them is high power narrow mode, and this one is moderate power narrow mode. So interesting how it might choose to change a power setting. So after you do this, right, I mean, you know, cloning is great. It's a great place to start, but it probably makes sense to evaluate the programming for each channel that you're going to use. So spending some time spot checking and making sure that it is accurate. Now, I will say that I've done this more than once. I tested this out off screen before making this video, and not all the channels always copied properly. So if it doesn't take, or if some of them are wrong, do it again, right? And what I did was, there is a reset in this radio. If you go into the menu and you go to radio programming, and it's down in the 40s, I think 40s or 30s or 40s in the menu system, but it'll be a reset radio. And what I did was I reset the radio and then I scanned it again. And when I scanned it again, what I got was a lot better. So just keep that in mind, right? But it hasn't been always perfect for me. So, it's a great way to start, especially instead of programming in, 100 channels from the front face, the one-touch copy, and then just confirming that everything is right is so much faster. But it isn't foolproof, right? So I wonder if, as the firmware versions of these radios improve, that the cloning gets even better. I am not running the latest firmware on either one of these radios. That is a video that I want to make, is an update on the firmware. But I just haven't done that yet. But the bottom line is, guys, is that cloning does work. If it doesn't work perfectly, it definitely is a great place to start. Now, here's a weird thing that I've noticed, and I just want to put this in here. So as you can see on this radio, right, I'm on channel 1 on the screen, right? Channel 1. Now, if I hit the down arrow, that should go to channel 199, right? But it doesn't. It goes to channel 160. And then if I hit the up button again, 161, right? 162, or, yep. But if I go Let me just do 199 again, right? That's 199. If I hit the up arrow, it goes to channel 1. Now if I hit the back arrow, channel 160 again. And then I don't quite understand why that happens. There's channel 1, back, 160. And if I go to 199, and then sometimes when I go down and then I scroll up, right? So I'm at 191. I'm going to scroll up through 199 and see what happens. Sometimes, yep, it goes back to 160. So sometimes it goes to 1, sometimes it goes to 160. I don't understand why the up and down arrows for channel changing doesn't seem to work. At least when it's got to roll over from the 199, the last channel, back to channel 1. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm hoping that a firmware update will fix that. And let me just tell you guys, the firmware that I'm running is the firmware that it was shipped with, firmware version 1.0.24. And the hardware version of this is 1.0.1. So I'm going to do a firmware update on this. That's going to be my next video on this radio, and I'm going to actually do firmware updates on for the TD-H3 and the TD-H9. So that'll be the next video in this, and then we'll retest this cloning and channel up and down on the TD-H9 just to see if that was solved. It might just be an error in this version of the firmware, but still have a lot of evaluating to do on this. We're going to test SMS, we're going to test APRS, we're going to test 1.25 meter transmit. We're going to test a lot of things on this H9. We're going to do a video on how to set it up as a GMRS radio versus a ham radio versus unlocked. We have a lot going on with the H9, so a lot to stay tuned for, but just wanted to shoot this video to let you know about radio to radio programming and cloning. So guys, if you have any questions, drop some in the comments below. If you have a TD-H9 or a TD-H3 Plus, let me know how it's working for you. Guys, I'm really happy with the TD-H3 Plus, and I also have the original TD-H3, and I really like both of these radios. And I'm hoping that I'm going to like the TD-H9. Still early days on this radio, but I do like some of the features. I like the transmit power. I like the way it feels in the hand. I love that it's clear. So I'm going to put links to all of these, right? You can still buy the H3. And guys, if you want an inexpensive radio, the H3 is a great one to get because it's the older version, right? It's a pretty affordable radio. So I'm going to put a link to the H3, a link to the H3 Plus, and a link to the H9, so you guys can check all of those out. If you use my link to purchase, it doesn't cost you anything extra, but it's a great way to support my channel as I get a little commission on the sale. If you have any questions about this video, drop some in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer them. If you have any of these radios, also tell me what you think of them. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, especially on the new H9 and the H3 Plus, but the H3, any TIDRadio product, you can drop some in the comments below. I'd love to hear about it. I want to thank TIDRadio for sending me the H9 and the H3 and the H3 Plus. I love having these radios and testing them out and creating content for you guys. So thanks, TIDRadio. Guys, we will see you in the next video on TIDRadio. Be sure to hit that subscribe and that little bell icon that notifies you when we release new videos, and give me a thumbs up on this video. It helps the algorithm. Thanks for watching. We will see you outside.